Hi there. All right, so what I do is I build businesses, right? So from forming the business to building the business to then having to enforce and protect the business, one of the big issues, one of the big questions that comes up has to do with copyright. And because I get involved in copyright litigation cases, and that's where it gets super expensive, super time intensive, kind of covering some of the best tips right now in this video may save you a lot of money and a big headache. So I'm going to try to go through this as concisely as possible so you know what you need to do and why your business needs copyright protection. Okay. So first of all, what is copyright? So copyright's the legal right that gives the creator of a work, such as a book, a song, artwork, exclusive control on how that work is used and distributed. Okay. And in fact, let me just show you. All right, here we go. So we can have a visual as we kind of go through this together. So this means that others cannot, produce, distribute that work without permission, right? They're exclusive. And copyright is designed to protect the IP, so your intellectual property for your business, right? If it's your music, if it's your films, and to encourage you to make more stuff, right? So how do you get copyright? The great news is that you're going to first create the work, okay? And once you create an original work, right, we're not stealing from other people, we're not sampling, we're not doing anything without permission. It's our original work, such as a book, a song, artwork, and it's put into a tangible form. And I like to use the example of, where's my phone? As soon as you record an audio, voice memo into your phone, you have copyright protection. So the first step is that you're just going to create the thing, and then what happens is that you automatically get protection under copyright law. Now, the second step of registering your actual copyright with the U.S. Copyright Office, otherwise called the Library of Congress, and you're going to pay a minimal fee. I think the standard use application's like $65. So we're going to take that formal step, okay, which really isn't that expensive, because this is the thing when it comes to an actual lawsuit, when it comes to actual enforcement, that makes a huge difference. And the difference is that you can get what are called statutory damages, which we're going to talk about in a second, okay? But also it's a prerequisite. If you ever have to enforce your copyright for any reason, the court is going to say, where's your piece of paper saying that you registered your copyright? So if you don't have it, it's going to hold you back for months and months, if not longer. And so that's why we're just going to do it early on, okay? And then 3, we wait for approval. Right now, the Copyright Office is moving pretty quickly. We're getting registrations back in 3 to 4 months, but, there was a time not too long ago, it was taking 9+ months to get a certificate back, okay? So then 4, we'll actually get the piece of paper back, right? Your certificate saying, and so, not only that you're the owner, but now we can do something with it. So it's important to note that although registration, right, the formal registration is not required for copyright protection, it's obviously beneficial for reasons we're going to continue discussing, okay? So we had mentioned statutory damages. Why do statutory damages matter? So under 17 U.S.C. Code Section 504, right, so in the Copyright Act, it outlines that you get automatic damages in a certain amount. And the reason that we care about this is because if someone, let's say, steals your song and puts it up for streaming, and then they make really $500 from the streaming, well, if we can get you $5,000 or $50,000 or $150,000 because of statutory damages, which pot of money are you going to go after? Well, the bigger one, right? So basically, in simple terms, it specifies the monetary compensation that can be awarded if we can prove copyright infringement. So here are the key points. Actual damages, that's if $500 was earned on the infringing song, you can go after the $500. But if there are statutory damages, this is set by law, right? So kind of like I use the speeding analogy. If you get caught, if you were speeding, it doesn't matter what your excuse was. Now there's going to be repercussions set by law. And with copyright, here's what we get. So for statutory damages, we can get within a range of $750 to $30,000 per infringement. Okay, so that's the automatic thing that happens, right? Before we even need to prove that it was willful, they meant to violate our copyright, even if they just did it by accident or it was negligence, that's the range that we can get. That's pretty good news for us, right? Well, now there's a step up from there, which a lot of our clients, infringers fall within, which is willful. If the infringement was willful, meaning the infringer knew they were infringing or acted with reckless disregard for the copyright owner's rights, the court may award up to $150,000 in statutory damages per work. Okay? And so this is important. So, again, in the analogy of the song, but even let's talk about a book. If a book is distributed online on Amazon and then it was also put on someone's website, these are separate instances of infringement, and it's $150,000 per infringement. Now, we only get all this, all this potential, if we have an actual copyright registration through the US Copyright Office. And there's an additional caveat. Under Section 504, it's also specifying via the time from when you registered the song, right, and published the song to when you actually found out about the infringement. So the timing is really important. So my easy kind of rule for you to keep in the back of your mind is at which point you actually publish the song, right? So to the general public, you release the song or the book or the movie. Make sure you've already filed at that point. Okay, and don't wait. If you wait, you might lose the right to seek statutory damages, even if you actually went and got a registration. So your specific situation, your business, what you're doing with your creative works is all specific to you, but you definitely want to make sure that you get all your things copyrighted because it's really quite inexpensive. And if you need help with that, just reach out to our office. We'll talk to you soon.